Welcome to Coming to the Stage on the Sister Speak Show. Sister Speak, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through art. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. I am Ayana, the hostess, creator, and producer of the Sister Speak Show. It is my pleasure speaking with you all this evening. And welcome to all the first-time listeners, and welcome back to all of my regular listeners. The Sister Speak Show is recorded live and on demand from Dallas County, Texas, Cedar Hill, Texas, to be exact. Sister Speak airs live and on demand every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Spreaker Podcast app. The only time that this show will not air live is when there's no special guest or there's a last-minute schedule change. But either way, the Sister Speak Show will always bring you a show. Tonight, brothers and sisters, my special guest, Halee calling in to speak and vibe with us, share a little performance with us. This sister is beautiful. She's a poetess. She's an editorial model. She's a writer. And she's coming on the Sister Speak Show. Can't wait to talk to her, so you make sure you stay tuned in, okay? So, what can I expect from the Sister Speak Show? Sundays, the platform. Tuesdays, coming to the stage. Thursdays, the culture climate. And any day of the week, the tour. Okay? So, what do you expect on these shows? Well, hey, let me tell you. Special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on-location reports. I mean, what more could you ask for? The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic and impacting the community with their passions. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and your soul informed, energized, and encouraged. This is a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom, okay? Brothers and sisters, how are you feeling this evening? I'm feeling well rested. Need to catch up on some more rest, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized, and I'm ready to chat with you all and chat with my special guest. But until she calls in, let's just talk about a few things. And also, the culture climate. Oh, it's a heavy one. It's in the process of being recorded, and as soon as I finish recording it, because it's a heavy one, I will have it uploaded for you all. So I expect that to be completed within the next 24 to 48 hours. So listen, do you like to have guests at your house? Do you like to, have a good time and, have little festivities? Well, these things cost money, right? Having guests come over, catering, having a get-together at your house, a fellowship, all of that requires money. And we all know, depending on where we are in the financial seasons of our life, that sometimes, you need to have something on a budget, right? There's nothing wrong with the budget. So I was reading an article in Ebony magazine, and it's entitled Banging Bash on a Budget. So it's an event planner by the name of, an event planner offers surefire party tips that won't break the bank. And this is written by Nicole Marie Pittman. So I'm just going to give you some of the tips that she provided, so next time you have a get-together, you'll be able to have one that's, on point, but also saving your dollars, right? You want to put on a good presentation, but, depending on where you live, the cost of living is probably smacking you all upside your face right now, and you just trying to, survive in whatever season you are in. So the first thing they offered was to kill the DJ. kill the DJ, not literally, but figuratively. Financially, you can really mix your own, music. You can provide what's called, you got the shuffle. You can just put your CDs in, and then there you have it. Or you can always turn on your TV if you have some type of, music on demand and just, hey, press play, and there it is. So it's basically saying, create a digital playlist that sets the mood and keeps the party going. Provide the guests with pocket-sized cards that have the link to your groove lineup. Check out a great summertime or wintertime or whatever time playlist. And they also say that they have some of those exclusively, for Ebony readers. That's not bad. Mix it up. So it says, that's number 2. Mix it up is forget the sugary cocktails that cry out for a hired mixologist and opt for a summer party favorite. Now, they say vodka. I say water. I say watermelon juice. I say simply lemonade, because I don't want you to get, lit up, I don't want you to be slurred up, can't make it, have a bad night, end up, having a boyfriend or girlfriend you weren't expecting. I'm serious, the liquor can distort reality for real. And I don't want you to, be hooked on alcohol. So I'm just going to say, for my show, get you some good lemonade, natural lemonade, simply lemonade, water, things of that nature. And it says that, keep the drinks stocked, but make sure you're doing things on a budget. So get coupons, find where you can get bulk things, Costco or any type of wholesale grocery outlet where you can get your items. You can always get coupons online. And then it says have easy eats. You don't have to have this whole, Gordon Corral hometown buffet, Furs buffet, Vegas strip buffet type thing at your house. Do you want the people to end up living at your house? No, you just want to come get little light snacks or something and, eventually leave, right? Okay, so then you have to, once again, be able to determine what you're going to have, how you're going to have it, and make sure that, your guests aren't allergic to certain foods because people do have, certain allergies. But you want to make sure that you size it down to where people are fed, but you're not overwhelmed with what you have. And a lot of people can kind of like buy more than what they need. And then that's when the take-home plates came into existence. Okay. Now it says, keep it lit. Well, actually it talks about tabletops. So, you can always go to the Dollar Tree, the dollar store, and really, really find items, if you have any type of creative mind, to really make your presentation look like you spent more than what you did, right? They don't have to know how much you spent, right? It's all about the presentation. Now, I do know that the Dollar Tree sometimes, it may break before it gets home. I'm going to stop because I just went to the Dollar Tree today. Now, it says stay lit. So that means have a lot of candles. The big advantage of candles is that mixing and matching different ones means that you have a unique display created for every occasion, placing candles in clusters. So it's just basically just talking about being able to have a good time on a budget. And, a lot of people want to spend more money than what they have because they always try to impress people. Look, keep it 100. Cost of living is real. Financial difficulties are real. Financial bondage can be real. So if you're going to have a good time, have it on a budget, right? When was the last get-together you went to? What did they serve? I remember I went to one brothers and sisters. It's about that time. Hold on. Calling in live, my brothers and sisters, to coming to the stage is my special guest, poetess Halee. Brothers and sisters, let's give her a round of applause. All right. How are you, my sister?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad you called in. Brothers and sisters, this is the special guest I was talking about. Now tell us, where you representing, my sister?
I'm from Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling straight from the Okay.
Kansas City in the house, Missouri in the house. Stand up. I really appreciate that representation. Thank you, Kansas City, for sharing this beautiful queen with us this evening. And hello to all of the listeners from Kansas City and abroad that are supporting her this evening. Welcome. So, my sister, how are you? My sister?
Yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry. For a moment.
That's okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you for accepting my invitation to be on the show.
Okay.
I really appreciate that.
Maybe you have a spotty connection. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm on a landline.
Okay, so it must be my phone. Brothers and sisters, this happened. So what about now? Is it spotty?
No, I can hear you good now.
Perfect. I'll make sure my phone doesn't move. I have it on a stand. We should be good to go. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. So anyway, how's your day going?
It's going great. Still doing some writing. I've been just pen to paper. I've been working on my third book, so just keeping my head low.
Oh my gosh. Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? She slid that in, my third book. Okay, we have an accomplished author and writer on coming to the stage. So let's get right into it. You said you're working on your third book. When did your passion for writing begin?
I've always been a writer ever since I was a kid, and I was just so great at it. But of course, life just kind of gets in the way. You kind of have to put things on the back burner. And so, I had got married, had kids, things like that. But what made this dream come true for me, it kind of came out of a not really a tragic situation, but of an unfortunate situation. I went through a divorce, and it lasted for about 2 years. And my therapy was just to write. And I was writing and everything that I was going through, everything that I experienced, every little sound, every little sight just kind of went into that writing, and it came out in the form of my first book that I published, titled Love Nearly Killed Me.
Wow.
And now everyone talks about that title, and it's like, oh my God, it's so appropriate.
Love nearly, girl, I'm writing this down. Love nearly killed me. Woo-wee.
Exactly. And I know for a lot of individuals out there, they may not have thought that they would have a voice, and they didn't think that there was anyone else going through exactly the same emotions and things that they were going through.
Right.
And my motto was kind of like, own your pain. And so my book, it got all of that anger out. It got all of that pain. But it also gave way to a rebirth.
Wow. Girl, I'm writing all this down. Own your pain. Love nearly killed me. The rebirth. Wait a minute now. I'm writing all this down because this is a process, brothers and sisters. And there are people who are listening this evening who may be actually experiencing this right now. And so I am very grateful that you're on the show, because you're able to provide a perspective that'll be able to help. Oh my gosh, help somebody else or someone's else. And that's just a new word I made up. Okay, so you said the title of the book is Love Nearly Killed Me. And then you said for people to own their own pain. Explain.
Yes.
Explain how does one own their own pain?
You have a right to feel anger. You have a right to feel hurt. You have a right to feel that pain. And a lot of times when people are unknowingly, and I'm speaking from personal experience and experiences from others that I've talked to, they say, well, time heals. You'll get over it. They mean well, but you know what? It's okay if you want to sit there and wallow in that anger, because you need to go through these emotions in order to heal. And there's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with being hurt. There's nothing wrong with you sitting and crying, because crying heals.
Yes, it does.
And so that's when I say, own your pain, but don't let it make you. I am a testament, and I thank
Mm, 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 mm,
And
mm.
others can too. And that was one of my goals with this book, was to say, you're not alone. Even though it may be written in the form of poetry, you will read and feel every single life experience that I went through, and maybe you can relate to that and say, hey, she gets me. I get it.
Wow.
And I can get through this.
Yes, yes. And that's the thing, the key word in everything you said, because, oh my gosh, you have a beautiful spirit, and I'm just like, and just listening to you in awe. You know, oh, of course, no problem. You said going through, and that is the key to continue to travel. And if anybody has traveled, and I know everybody has, there's something on the road called rest stops, right? And when you're traveling, sometimes you're tired and you need to maybe use the restroom, exercise your legs, just take a break. And there's nothing wrong with the rest stops in your life, because that's where you have to reset. And going through means that, okay, I'm willing to, no matter how much this hurts, no matter how low I feel, I gotta keep pressing. I gotta keep living, you know?
Exactly. And a lot of times people they won't move forward.
Right.
And I had gotten real low. I had gotten real low to where, and this is, and I have no issue talking about this because I went through it. I had contemplated suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And for that one reason alone, I had to realize that, I have a right to feel these things, but I don't have a right to take my life.
Right.
And for what?
Mm, mm, mm.
And so I want a lot of young women, especially because it hits us hard. It hits us hard. And I'm not discounting the men because it hits them hard as well, but
Yes.
It hits us a little bit harder when we don't feel that we can, live up to expectations, that we're not worthy. But I'm here to tell you, we are worthy of love, and we are worthy of being loved.
Yes. Yes, we are. Beautifully said. And when it comes to the sisters, our emotions are on our sleeves. And sometimes you do feel like you're not good enough. And a lot of times that's based on the scenario that the man has presented before his spouse, creating situations of insecurity, looking at other women's bodies when you're married, I think brothers don't think that their wives notice that. But your wife notices that woman, and she's also noticing you look. And, that says a lot. And so then if you're looking at women in magazines, or if you're looking at them on TV, and I'm speaking to the brothers, and you're lusting after these women, or you're making, sexual grunts and overtones about these women, you're body shaming and making not only body shaming, but then you're also making the woman who is real in your life feel like she is not worthy, as my sister just stated. So this is a challenge to my brothers to really understand that, your actions can create our reactions, so to speak.
Exactly.
So you said what's your second book? What's the name of that one?
The second book is titled Lyrical Indulgences.
Okay, hold on. Wait, girl, you can't. Sister. You can't be dropping these heavy titles on me and not give me a chance to write this down. Hold on. Lyrical. What is it? Lyrical what? Indulgences, girl. Yes. Lyrical indulgences. Okay, listening audience, write this down because we are going to support this sister and her books. Okay, lyrical indulgences. Go ahead. Tell us about that.
Lyrical indulgences is sort of part 2.
Okay.
Where I shed that negativity, and I'm coming into my own, just like a lot of our sisters out here, that we realize that, okay, we've been down in the dumps, but you know what? We've got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so my lyrical indulgences kind of taps upon some of the issues that some of these young women are having, whether it be, trying to entice the young man, with your body and not having that self-respect, and also talking to these young women that are using their bodies as a way to determine their worth when it comes to trying to find yourself in the world. So I do touch on some socioeconomic issues, as well as I did pay homage to, I recently lost my grandmother, and I also delved into a little bit further some erotic poetry, writing. And I found out that I was really, really good at it. And so I have a chapter dedicated to just erotica and erotic poetry. And I named that chapter 51st Shade. Now, you all know there's, 50 shades of gray and 50 shades darker. Well, I said, I got the 51st.
Ooh, brothers and sisters. Ooh, we're going to have to light some candles. Get a little fireplace going. Girl, you know what is so interesting? Nicholas Monroe. Great brother, dynamic brother he was on. And he also writes exotic poetry and, erotic poetry. And so to hear you say that, it's just like, this is just confirming some things that I have in the works, because I feel like, people like to hear it. People want to hear it. I know my listening audience is like, please let her tell one of her erotic poems. But girl, trust me, these people want to hear some HBO After Dark now. They want to hear they want to hear some they want to hear some.
And let me tell you, it's very well received. And a lot of people wouldn't dare think that someone like me would write these things. But I said, hey, you can determine if it's fiction or not. It's up to you.
Sizzling. Woo, I like this show. Okay, and the thing about it is a woman knows her body. That a woman that is in tune with herself knows her body. And you know what you like and what you don't like. And, sometimes those poems can be a release and keep you from doing things that you may need to be taking a break from. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
exactly.
Right. If you getting ready to go out and you really battling, and maybe you thinking about you want to be celibate or something like that, abstain. Write you a poem, an erotic poem at that. That might keep you at home. Okay.
Your thoughts are yours, and if you write them down, you may just have a novel.
Well then, okay. So she said it's the 51st Shade, correct?
That is correct. It's a whole chapter just dedicated to erotic poetry.
Brothers and sisters, I know that book is going to fly off the shelves now. Look at y'all Googling as you listening to the show, trying to figure out where you can get half of the book. If you could just get the last chapter of the book. But brothers and sisters, this is beautiful. So she's told us so far, Love Nearly Killed Me is her first book. Her second book is Lyrical Indulgences. So tell us about the third one you're working on.
The third book that I'm working on, I'm kind of keeping it under wraps.
Okay. Okay.
It's something that I have not seen in the mainstream, and I have not seen it underground. And just to kind of give you a teaser, I have been studying traditional Japanese haiku.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't know if anyone understands what a haiku is. It's a 3-sentence poem.
Mm-hmm.
The first sentence contains 5 syllables.
Wow.
And so, and I've committed myself to, for the past 30 days, writing 10 haiku poems a day.
God.
So by the time these 30 days are done, I'll have well over 300 poems.
Ooh, this sister's on fire. You are like really phenomenal. Like, just from the moment you open your mouth, I've just been like, this is just perfect. Like, wow. Okay, my God. Okay, brothers and sisters, 575, a haiku. You know, she just schooled, and maybe, I mean, we all have heard of haikus, but there's nothing wrong with relearning. So we're very grateful for that. And then she just says she's been writing 10 a day. Correct?
That's correct. 10 a day for 30 days.
Gosh. That's when you're dedicated to your passion, when you are determined to be phenomenally successful, you do what it takes to make it happen. And this sister has drive, she has energy, she has heart, and she has experience. And that is what has shaped her into being able to share with us and you all, my brothers and sisters, Love Nearly Killed Me and Lyrical Indulgences. So I want you to make sure she's going to tell us how we can purchase this. But first, as a matter of fact, tell my brothers and sisters, if you don't mind, where they can get your books.
Great. Okay, so all of my books are on Amazon.com. All you have to do is type in my name, HALEEMAJ, and I will come up in your search engine, and it'll list all of my books on there as well. Also, you can purchase a copy of my book, even signed copies of my book, off of my Facebook page. So you could go to Facebook, type in HALEEMAJ. I will come right up, Halee Maj. And my Facebook page has merchandise there as well, because I do sell T-shirts and coffee mugs as well.
Beautiful. And I've been mispronouncing your name. It's Halee, correct?
Halee Maj, yes.
Okay, girl, I apologize, brothers and sisters. No, I do not like to chop up people's names on purpose, because people have,
no,
I know, but people have butchered my name for years. People will ask you, what's your name? Ayana. Ayana. You know, it's just like, so I don't want to butcher your name. Okay, so you can catch your books, brothers and sisters, as she just told you, on Amazon. Go to the search bar, type in her name, and then you can also directly purchase it off of her Facebook page. See, you just dropped it and said, look, you can go on Amazon and catch me. See, I'm just going to start telling people, I know you. I'm just going to use your name to get to where I have to go, my sister.
There you go.
I'm serious. I'm going to watch. Next time I go to eat and they bring me the bill, I'm going to say, Halee Maj. And it's taken care of. You know, I ain't got to pay for nothing. That's how I'm paying for all my stuff. I'm just saying. That's how I'm getting through, okay? So I love that. So with your poetry and the therapeutic process, have you been able to share with any other sisters and brothers, you know, what you do and what has been their response to your passion and your gifts?
What I do is I have been guest at some forums when it comes to domestic issues.
Okay.
And what I do is I get up and I talk about my experiences and kind of to give an empowerment type of talk, because a lot of things are going to be negative, and we don't do a lot of the positive.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be negative, and we are our worst critic.
Yes.
And I'm like, don't be so hard on yourself. There's other people that's going to do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
So let them do their job, but you need to be very positive. And I speak all over Kansas City when it comes to young girls, women empowerment, female empowerment. I'm not a feminist.
Disclaimer.
power to do what you want without having to ask for permission. So that's what I mean about female power. I don't want any of our brothers listening like, oh, she's just a feminist. No, there's a little bit more to that.
Yeah.
But some of the men that I have approached the subject with, they have the same feelings. So I do tell our young women, you know what? They feel just the same as we do. They go through the same emotions. We just process them a little bit differently.
Yes.
We can come together and communicate a little bit more, because communication is key. We don't communicate enough.
Right.
And sometimes we don't want to say the things because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Yes.
Or we don't want our feelings hurt. But I believe that communication is the key. You need to get it out. Because if you keep it in, it's going to get to a boiling point. And then you don't want whatever action happens after you get to that boiling point. It may not be the outcome that you want. And so I tell, whenever I speak in front of groups across the KC metro area, I kind of reiterate that we need to communicate a little bit better.
And we do. That was well said. And I think that one of the deepest issues that hinder our brothers and our sisters from really maximizing their purpose in life and coming together and being in a marriage, or, even being a wife or being a husband, is the fact that people spend too much time worrying about what other people think and trying to impress the wrong people. And one of the biggest things for me is loyalty. I'm very loyal. I think I'm probably loyal to a fault. And I expect the same. And so when I don't receive it, sometimes it can then create other emotions that will have me feeling a certain way. And I'm speaking about loyalty just as far as dealing with my sisters and my brothers. And, of course, you could take it into, being in a marriage. Everybody is expecting loyalty. You want to know that there is at least one somebody in your life that loves you unconditionally, with conditions, because, not unconditionally to where they'll just let you, if you like it, I love it. And whatever it is that I like is destructive. But this loves me unconditionally, with conditions that are conducive to a healthy relationship. And, I can depend on you to, when I'm not around, to have my back as if I were around. Loyalty is really big. And I just think that our brothers and sisters have gotten off the mark when it comes to being loyal to one another. I think brothers are sometimes more loyal to their partners, their friends, than they are to their own woman. And, that's an issue. I just think it's just a disconnect between how we're supposed to interact with one another, to where there's a balance, to where people don't feel so slighted. Because nobody likes to be backstabbed,
Right. And I want to extend that. I want to extend that to not just, like you said, not just like in a marriage or romantic relationship, but in friendship, and your relationship with your siblings, with your parents. Mm-hmm. We all want that loyalty, and you're right. But what I am seeing is the fact that we tend to want to compete with each other instead of working to uplift each other. We're all working for the same goal, and it's much easier to uplift one another and help one another than it is to compete. And when we get into this compete mode, that's where all that negative energy starts to arise. And so I tend to, especially our sisters, there is something going on there that we feel that we are each other's competition. And I tell people, I am in no
Say it.
myself.
Yes.
Because I want to be a better person than I was yesterday, the day before.
Yes. Yes.
And so I want all of our sisters, if you're listening out there, we don't need to compete with each other. Okay, you may have the longest Peruvian blended hair, or you may be bald, or you may have a flat stomach, or you may have a, little pooch. That's okay. That's you. That's what makes you unique. Embrace your uniqueness.
Yes.
That's what makes you. You are no competition with the sister standing next to you. You are all here for a common goal. And that is to be the greatest person that you can be on this earth. Yes.
Yes, indeed. I really like you. I really like you. You are just a beautiful, beautiful spirit, and of course, absolutely well said. And when you spoke about the competition, it made me think about the older sisters. And I'm talking about, well, I'm a little bit older than what I used to be, so I got to raise it up a little bit. I'm talking about the sisters who would be considered to be senior adults, trying to keep up with the young girls. I see some older women struggling in some high heels. I see older women struggling to put on young girl outfits, young girl hairstyles and young girl appearances. And this one woman said to me, "Girl, I'm just trying to keep up with you young girls and everything." And it made me wonder, because the older women are supposed to be teaching the younger women, not the younger women teaching the older women. Not saying that younger women cannot have wisdom. That's not what I'm saying. But according to Titus, the older woman is supposed to be teaching the young girls how to be wives, how to be a woman. And instead, they have decided to forsake that role assignment and try to really keep up with these young hot girls. And I was wondering, why are they doing this? And then it dawned on me, because the older brothers that are in their age bracket are attracted to the younger girls. See, I don't know if older men don't understand that they're getting old, that they're older men, and sometimes it's just like they want to throw away the sister that's in their age bracket and go after these young girls and end up catching all kind of heart attacks and trying to take sex pills and different type of thing. Girl, it's real. Trying to keep up.
I totally understand it, and I know from experience. I totally get it. That my ex-husband, he left me for a younger woman, and younger woman. It is just kind of like one of those things where you kind of see things from the outside, and you just wonder, like, old and worn out.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up, and you're trying to keep up. It's the fear of missing out is what I equate that to. Fear of missing out. And the reason why I say fear of missing out is because a lot of older men, they want to regain or refine that youth that they once had, instead of embracing the knowledge that they have acquired over the years, maybe a little bit of status, maybe their bank accounts have risen over time.
Right.
Instead of appreciating those things, it seems that they need to capture the one thing that they feel is going to keep them living longer. But in all actuality, that's what's going to cut their lives short.
Man, you said it. And I've seen these, and with the disconnect of the family, and with the phenomenon of the men not always being in the home, and young girls wanting to have their dads in their lives, and for whatever reason their father isn't, we all have heard, young girls searching for their father, because I had a friend who had a cousin who was 27 and she married a 85-year-old man, and I almost threw up in my mouth. I said, I couldn't. not saying it. Not saying it. Not saying it.
What was he gonna do?
I think that's where the word cringe comes in. I was just like, I got great uncles that age. Like, I could not ever in my life. But, when she told me that, how old he was, and then she explained to me, she never had her father in her life, and she was searching for her father. And it's just like, and no disrespect, because I don't know if the father is, has fallen asleep, if the mother has never disclosed who he is. I don't know what the circumstances were that led her to feel like she needed to search for her father, but that's what she felt she needed. But, and an 85-year-old brother, that brother has marched with Dr. King. He has been around since Franklin D. Roosevelt was in office. That's a lot of years. And it's just like, to get with somebody that old, it has to be more than just sex. Cause, ooh.
I heard it in your tone.
No, thank you, sir. I'm good. How you doing? That's about it. But but a lot of people are searching for something, and they don't understand, that they're looking for love in all the wrong places. Now, I appreciate you being very transparent, because it takes someone who has gotten to a place of healing to share, the circumstances that led to you becoming divorced. And I want to take the time out to encourage you. I'm not going to bash your ex-husband because I don't know him. And that's not what this is about. I'm sure you have written enough poems to cover that. But I ain't got to do it. You want to know it, just read the books. But, I just want to encourage you that and I think you've got it, but I just want to just pour into you and say, into the rest of the sisters out here, and even the brothers who have experienced what she just said, that by no way, shape, or form are you worthless. Are you meaningless? And no, there is not anything wrong with you. Lust is a killer. Lust is a deceiver. And depending on who you are, you may think you're strong and you can withstand the wiles of the enemy. But I'm telling you, he is crafty and he is powerful. No, he does not have all power. But I just want to encourage you all, and I want to encourage you, Halee, that when it comes to where you are right now, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It formed, but it won't prosper. And that you must continue to write. You must continue to tell others. You must continue to speak, because that is your healing. But you are nowhere near worthless. That was his choice, and he has to live with his choice. We all do. And one thing I have seen the Most High God do is he knows how to, once we have crossed that line, he knows how to order up some good reaping. Oh, reaping what you sow. And so, no, you may not be in the vicinity to see all of what your ex-husband has experienced. Brothers and sisters, you may not be able to see what your ex has experienced as a result of mistreating you, dogging you, disrespecting you, and hurting and breaking your heart. Excuse me, making you be very apprehensive to trust again. Some of you, after having your heart mishandled, have decided never to love again. Never will you let anybody touch you, kiss you, ever in your life. You've got all your defenses up, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I hear it. But don't have your defenses up so high that the wonderful counselor can't get in and work that thing on out for you. Be able to renew your mind, renew your heart. He is a heart fixer, and he is a mind regulator. This isn't propaganda. I'm keeping it 100 because he has done it for me over and over and over again. And I've seen my brothers and sisters be a witness to the glory of him being a wonderful counselor. So this opportunity, now some of you are saying, how is my heart being broken an opportunity? Here's how. It's an opportunity for you to meet him as a wonderful counselor and for him to come in and work that thing on out. And also, when he is a wonderful counselor in your life, he also exposes other issues that you have going on that hinder you from functioning completely. So a lot of times, brothers and sisters, when he separates people from you and removes people from you, he wants to work on you. And he will remove everything out your life that was familiar to you, comfortable to you, what seemed to be a blessing to you. He will, in the middle of the night, you will wake up and be on reset. And you don't understand why all these things are happening to you. But it's for your character development. So I want to encourage you, my sister, and I want to encourage the rest of you, my brothers and sisters, that don't let that heart break you, but allow him to come in and fix you, because he's the only one who's going to be able to do it because he created you. So I just thank you all for letting me share that with you and encouraging you, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, my sister. So we're going to journey on into, we're going to definitely, I want to hear some of your pieces, but I also highlighted to the listening audience that you were an editorial model. And I just find that to be absolutely fascinating. And tell us what exactly an editorial model is, does, and how you got started.
Well, you know how they say you have to be a certain, height.
Yes.
You have to have certain attributes and measurements. Well, I'm just going to keep it real. I never get angry when someone asks me my age, and I am not afraid to tell people my age. I am a 40-year-old black woman. I have curves. I have scars, and because I have born children. But what I am not afraid to do is show those scars. And so, coming out as a 40-year-old, usually they would tell you that you're just too old. You're too old. You're not tall enough, or you're not skinny enough, or you're not big enough. Well, I put all of that aside, and one day I just took a chance on a local photographer here in the area, and they wanted to do an editorial shoot for a local magazine. And I said, hey, I'll be willing to do that. And I kid you not, my first editorial shoot was of the Day of the Dead shoot. And so I'm all in sugar skull makeup and scary looking and things like that. And realized after the shoot that I had a knack for it. And so what I do is a lot of times people will book me when they have a project for a magazine, a book, an online publication, or something that's going on in the area locally. And that's what editorial is. There's editorial and then there's fashion. Okay. Editorial will pay you because you have steady work, because there's always someone needing to sell a product. And so a lot of times people will say, well, you look high fashion. I say, no, but high fashion
Mm-hmm.
And so I became an editorial model at the age of 40, the mother of 3 wonderful boys.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just loving it, and it's just been wonderful. I'm hoping to, if you go onto my Facebook page, you will see all of my wonderful shoots and shots and all of the photographers and magazines that I'm in. So if you want to peruse through that, please do, because there's nothing better than to show the world that you can be over a certain age and you can do it in this modeling world.
Oh, yes. And brothers and sisters, she's, those of you who know her, you know she's absolutely beautiful. And those of you who have not yet seen her, when you see her, you're going to say exactly what I just said. She's absolutely stunning. She's beautiful. And so I can see why, you know, when they took a look at you, they're like, oh, yes, sister, come on. And one thing about us, most of us don't ever look the age that we are. And I just must say to you, shout out to you, my 70s baby sister, because I was born in the 70s as well. And we are very close in age. Very, very close. So shout out. I knew that wisdom. It's just something about being born in the 70s. And you could just, they don't make them like us anymore. No, I'm not. Look, somebody listen. They just don't, though. They don't.
Ashamed to say it. We are the best.
Yeah, they don't make them like us anymore. That's why we have this show. So just in case you haven't been made like the 70s baby, we can provide everything that you need, where you can learn how to get in shape mentally, spiritually, physically. That's what this show is about. So, touching on being an editorial model, what are the discrepancies that you see between, or the differences, if you will, between a sister doing an editorial shoot and a white woman doing an editorial shoot?
Well, some of the differences that I have noticed in just the caliber of the content.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll get to a point where you understand what typecasting is, or stereotyping is, but I think we're only limited by what we allow.
Right.
And once we get it into focus, that we can do a high fashion or an editorial shoot like our Caucasian counterparts, then I don't think that there's any door that will not open. Now, if everyone knows anything about the rockabilly days and the pinup girls, things like that, they were mostly of white women, with ample breasts and hips and curvy hips.
Mm-hmm.
Well, black women are naturally curvy.
Yes.
They're naturally ample.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see any of our sisters being portrayed as a pin-up model. And so one of the things that I have started to do is I am actually one of Kansas City's few pin-up models.
Girl, are you Jet Beauty of the Week?
And so, because back in the 40s and the 50s, they had the pouty look, the pale skin, and just Marilyn Monroe type of, ideology. But when you look at it, all of what they were trying to capture was all in a black woman.
Yes.
And
Say
so,
it.
when I decided that I wanted to find a niche in certain things, I said, you know what? I'm going to be a black pin-up.
Wow.
Now, when we say pin-up, it's just the attitude of that era. The way that you presented yourself, the seductiveness and the cattiness of it,
Mm-hmm.
not the full out, your full nude,
Right.
because you left much to be desired.
Right.
Look at those photos.
Mm-hmm.
Very seductive, very tasteful. And so what I want to do and what I'm planning to do is to offer more opportunities for our young and older women to become a part of that culture. Because,
Wow.
yes, black people were during those times too. We looked at the same pictures. We wanted to be the same pictures, but no one was looking at us at that time. And we have so many new photographers and new artists that are really grasping on to that scene here in Kansas City. It's huge.
Wow.
And so if anyone's listening from Kansas City, look me up, because if you're interested in getting into that era and learning more about it, we could have fun with it and we could put our own spin on it. I really, truly believe that we could make a movement here with that.
Wow, look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful. Being able to say, sister, you're beautiful, and embracing that. And you spoke about the pinups and, the whole Marilyn Monroe ideology. And it took me, it immediately my mind went to the movie The Color Purple, when Celie and Suge had gone into the bedroom. Mr. and I think Suge Avery's new husband had gone off drinking, and they were looking for the letters that Nettie had written over the years. And when they found lifted up the board, big old spider came out, and then they found the letters. But as they were searching for it, he had nude photos of white women. And I remember Suge Avery saying, "Don't none of these women look like me."
Look like
Remember, and that just stuck out in my head when you said that. Like, none of these women. He had nude photos, and the movie was set back in the 30s, late 20s, if you will. And Mr. A brother, he had the nude photos of the white woman, and he had, but he had them hidden. Had them hidden.
If we would have had more of that available, to our black men,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, it just would have been a totally different vibe, a different environment. Now,
Right.
I'm not knocking, what we got going on these days, but I do want to stress to my sisters, more is very sexy.
Yes.
We don't necessarily have to bear all.
At all.
And if we feel that in order for us to, to be liked or to be envied or, to be desired, that we have to just bear it all. And it's not like that. You don't have to do that. You can be desired and you can be respected.
Yes.
But you can also cover up.
Yes. And I appreciate you saying that, because see, now this is a moment for me to be transparent. In my younger days, I dressed in a way that was seductive. I dressed in a way that was meant to catch men's attention. I did things in a way and carried myself in a way that did not represent me being a phenomenal woman. And, wearing tight clothes, once I finally got to a place where the Most High God had to deal with me in my natural identity, I had to repent for being a stumbling block to my brothers. I had to repent for causing my brothers to lust after me. I knew what I was doing. Sisters, you know what you're doing. You know when you put on that dress, when you put on them heels. And, we can definitely talk about walking in heels, because some of y'all are through when it comes to walking in heels. You need to get back to walking on your feet. I'm telling you, sisters. But anyway, that's just a side note. But I had the highest heels. I had the tightest pants on, and I knew, what I was doing. Even when I would go to the club, the way I would dance, the way I carried myself, I can honestly say I was very ashamed in my reflections of how I carried myself and how powerful. I did not know how powerful being a lady of the day and a lady of the night, if you will, having whorish ways. Just to be honest, y'all, because I've been redeemed, so I can be honest about who I was. You know, creating these avenues for these brothers and these alleys for these brothers to fall in. Now, yeah, they have to work on how they work, but I'm just talking about me. So, sisters, you can't tell me that it's my body and I can do what I want to do and dress the way I want to dress and all that. No, you have to be responsible for the way you carry yourself. And I know because I've been delivered from that, I'm just telling you, it's an atrocity to bear it all. And especially like on Instagram, I just have never in my life seen the level of dehydratedness, not thirsty, dehydratedness that I have seen with some of my sisters on social media. I've never seen a sister not be able to pull her weight and bring it to the table. That only using their body to, do what they have to do. So, I'm with you on that. I just had to be transparent.
So much more than that.
Yes.
I wanna bring that out. But again, we're not hearing that encouragement. Our sisters are not hearing that. We're not hearing it from each other, and we're not hearing it from our loved ones.
Right.
And so I really want to encourage. If it only takes 1 second to smile.
Yes.
It only takes 1 second to say hi. It only takes a couple seconds to say, "How are you doing, my sister? How are you doing, my brother?"
Yes. We are accountable for interacting with each other in a way that is going to help each other out, because there are people assigned to our journey completely. What I want to do is, how many pieces do you have to share with us this evening?
Well, I wanted to share one of my fan favorites. One that is very, very popular.
Okay.
It is a particularly long piece, but I believe that it is appropriate for this podcast, especially.
Yes.
One of the pieces that I wrote was for a lot of empowerment, and also when I go back to saying that we're not in competition with each other, but also that we are different. And I also wrote it in conjunction with what I was going through my divorce.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a letter to my ex-husband to explain to him that, there is a difference. And as title, there is a difference.
Ooh, brothers and sisters, we got the juice. Okay? She's about to give it to us. So does this particular letter have a title, or is it just a letter?
It is a poem, and it is titled, "There is a Difference."
Oh, brothers and sisters, are you ready? Because I'm going to introduce you, and you're going to come to the stage. Okay, brothers and sisters, coming to the stage, our beautiful queen, Halee. There is a difference. Let's give her a round of applause. Brothers and sisters, Halee.
There is a difference between a woman and a child. There is a difference, I assure you. There is a difference between the children that you dare to place on my stage and the woman that I am. There is a difference. I guarantee it. There is a difference. I am a woman the child so desires. There is a difference. There is an inexcusable difference. I and she. A child uses her body. She has no respect for her temple. All forms of currency accepted. Exchange rates are something, you know. But a child's mind is not vested, but vested by the woman the child aspires to be. The child does not know her worth. The trade is undeniably vested. There is a difference. There is an inexcusable difference. I and she, we, flesh of the same, but equivocally different, you see. A child is not equipped to facilitate and grow ships, forever adrift in a sea of fancy. A woman stitches the sail, captures the current, stands at the helm, and guides her ships as she commands the tides. Fancy that. There is a difference. There is an inexcusable difference. I and she, we, flesh of the same, but equivocally different, you see. There is a difference. A child bounces from man-child to man-child, spitting out offspring from her luscious hips and fertile womb. Wide-eyed and perplexed when the child wonders secretly, to whom do I belong to? Do you presume? A woman keeps herself as one with one, no trouble bouts, no insecurities, always sure and never in doubt. There is a difference. There is an inexcusable difference. I and she, we, flesh of the same but equivocally different, you see. There is a difference. I am not she. Thank you, everyone. That was There Is a Difference.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there is a difference, brothers and sisters. Wow, my sister, you know, like I said, I could hear it. I could hear it in that, I could hear it. Oh, I could hear it. And I know you went through some things, but the beauty of that letter right there was so, the only thing I can say is there is a difference. And
There is a difference.
I just want to know, did you write, I know the circumstances why you wrote for your therapy, but do you think that you wrote that particular piece because how dare there ever be a comparison? How dare you even walk away from me? How could you go from sugar to you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
How
it was my, like, okay, you know, we're not all the same. We have the same flesh, but there's a difference there. And like this is a woman that, for whatever reason, you felt that you needed to have a child. And I couldn't, at the time when I wrote it, I was just so perplexed. And out of that confusion, I was like, you know what? I just don't understand it because we're not the same.
Right.
We're totally different.
Right.
And we
right.
don't think the same. We don't act the same. And I had to be the better woman.
Yes.
In the situation.
Yes.
But not without letting him know.
Right.
You know, like, no, you may think this was equal. You know how they say Shorty may have been a 10. But I'm one in a million, as LaPorche would say.
Hello. Yes.
So I was just kind of like, hey, you got your 20.
Right.
But I'm going to stay 100.
Hello.
You just threw away this 80. So you gave me my 80 back. And now I'm complete.
Brothers, I just want to challenge you Some of you got it together. But for those of you who are remedial in relationships and remedial in loving yourself and remedial in your mentality and what you think it is to be a man, a lot of you have been shaped into being a man from music, from other man-child, as Halee said. Some of you have learned from pornography, and as a result, you are all out of whack when it comes to relationships. Some of you don't even know who you are. And when you don't know who you are, you will destroy lives. You will destroy hearts. You will break up your family. You will have to answer to your children later on. Well, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Well, why did you leave mom? Or, why were you always, emotionally abusing mom, or whatever it is that you struggle with, my brother. I really want to challenge you to grow up and to find out who you are. Stop going around letting lyrics, lust, and false leadership lead you into a destructive life where you take many people with you. I liken a brother who has not found him, who does not know who he is, to a suicide bomber. How so? A suicide bomber comes into a crowded area, unleashes his backpack, and blows himself up, but there are other people who die too. And when you walk into somebody else's world and you have not released the anger and you have not, learned who you are and how you are supposed to be according to the scriptures and not according to TV, you are a potential suicide bomber. And you have the potential of killing people around you, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I don't think you brothers understand the toll that it takes on a woman who is downright faithful to you. I don't think you understand what it takes, the toll that it takes if you continue to break a sister down, hurting her with your words, hurting her with your actions, not being faithful to your vows. Don't take vows if you're not going to honor them. And I mean that. Marriage is a grown person sport. It's not for junior league. It's a grown person sport. And so I really want to challenge you. And I'm not beating up on you, brothers. That's why I'm saying I know you can do better. But there are many women who you have hurt. Serial heartbreakers, if you will. Intentionally being dysfunctional, knowing you're broken, knowing you need healing, but still entering into another woman's vagina, which then creates a whole nother tie. And then you leave people wanting and yearning after you, but you never had any desire to settle. And so I want to challenge you, brothers, to be celibate, to stop gawking and Googling at these women that walk by. Don't you by now realize a setup when you see one? Don't you understand that Satan will strategically place these whores in your face so you can stumble and crumble? That's what this is about. I want you brothers to wake up. If you are married, keep your eyes to yourself. Be faithful to your own wife. Your own wife. Stop thinking you Joe Cool and you in a midlife crisis or not, and soliciting younger women and then needing sexual help, and you need aids to even complete that. You know why you can't get it up, brother? You can't get it up because you ain't supposed to have it you ain't even supposed to have it out. That's why the Most High God has dysfunctioned your erections. I'm being real tonight. I got to go there tonight. Okay? That's why you can't do it. That's why you have to get lubrication and get this and get that and get this and get that, because you're not supposed to be doing it in the first place. That's why. So the Most High God has struck you with impotency. Now you're impotent. Now you have erectile dysfunction. And then the moment you go lay with another sister, heck yeah, you ain't gonna look at your wife the same. Does she deserve that? Because now you got another woman tied onto you. So now you're disrespecting your wife. You're disrespecting your household. You understand what I'm saying to you, brothers? It ain't cool to step out. And sisters, it ain't cool to be there when they step out. It ain't about if she was handling her business, he wouldn't be here. Like I said before, he's a whore, you're a whore. And that's why you guys came together. People ask me, people have said, who cheats more, Halee? They say, who cheats more, men or women? Well, who are the men cheating with? The women? Well, then they both cheat the same. Y'all both dirty. I ain't with that whole, the woman is a hoe and the man is a pimp. No, you both are dirty and you need to be cleansed. Ooh. I just want to challenge you, brothers. I am all for marriages staying together, and I understand that sometimes people have to part ways. There comes a time where people have no choice but to let go, and I know that has to be one of the hardest things to do, you know. And so I know, and I don't want my sisters to be bitter. And I don't want you to be miserable. I have seen some bitter, miserable women, and I can't, and it's hard to hang around them because they're so hurt, so disgusted, and so turned off from life that everywhere they go, they just live in a world of complaints and being unsatisfied, and they love to jack your joy. So I want my sister, go ahead, sister, take it away.
Those
yes.
Ladies, those young women, and older women, you need to let it go.
Mm.
Because if you don't let it go, you're going to get to your grave a lot more faster than you would like to.
Ooh.
Because the number one killer of African American women is heart disease. And with heart disease, you have high blood pressure, you have high cholesterol, and you don't want anything to speed up your time to your grave. So I just want you to take that and just let it go. If you have to take a kickboxing class to get out that frustration, I suggest you do so. If you need to write about it, that was my way, was to write about it. Then you write about it, because once you get that out, you got it on paper, you can either throw it away, you can keep it, or you can set it on fire.
Wow.
Makes no difference to me, but at least it is out. I want to challenge you to get that out.
Wow.
I don't want to see my sisters going into the grave because of something that they could not let go.
Wow. Beautifully said, and that is very true, because that can have an effect on your health, just as far as there's some sisters who are emotional eaters, and there are some sisters who shut down and don't eat at all when they experience a traumatic event, especially dealing with a man. And, so like I said, some people take it out on the table, and then some people, internalize it. And like you said, with heart disease being, the number one killer of my sisters, it's just like, we've got to, sisters, we've got to, and brothers, we've got to ask the Most High God to create in us a clean heart and renewing us a right spirit. Why so? So the things that have, the trials and tribulations that we have gone through, they don't take us out, because they are designed to shape us and to make us be of a value, like our sister right here. Like, come on, she just shared some really heavy personal things with us, real things that happened to her. But listen to the clarity in her voice. Listen to the healing that is taking place in her voice. You too, my sister, you too, my brother, can heal. I really appreciate that. Do you have another piece that you could share with us, my sister?
I will leave you with a piece that it's new that and it's actually posted up on my Instagram account. And I'm sorry, I meant to say that I do have an Instagram account. Because of the things that I experienced and with my suicide attempt, I wrote a piece, and it actually has a phone number down. It is my personal phone number that you can call. And I want to read to you this piece that I wrote.
Wow.
Because suicide prevention is 24/7.
Yes.
And it should not be reduced to just a mere month.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And September is that correct?
Well, we really don't know the origin of whether or not it's Suicide Prevention Month or not. I'm just going on the fact that it shouldn't even be a mere month.
I understand. No, I hear you. I hear you.
Everybody's got a month for something, it's cancer awareness or, it's best friends month or, something like that.
Right. No, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so does this piece have a title?
It does not have a title.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce you, though. Go ahead.
It gives you some type of some clarity.
Okay. Brothers and sisters, this is a heavy topic. Suicide is something that I'm sure many of us can relate to as far as knowing someone that has done it and maybe contemplating it yourself. And it is a topic that can't get swept under the rug until it's too late. So my sister is coming to the stage tonight to bring clarity and to bring healing for your minds and your souls. So brothers and sisters coming to the stage once again, and we're not going to clap this time, we're just going to listen. Brothers and sisters coming to the stage, Halee.
You are beautiful. You are loved. You are unique. You are wanted. You are just what you need. You are enough. You are worthy. Take my hand. Look into my eyes. Cry on my shoulder. Hug me until I can't breathe and until you can once more. Hear my words. I love you. Don't fade away. I know the darkness you feel. I lived there not long ago. Call me. Let me be your suicide prevention. Dial 816, area code 816-977-4872. That is my number. Please dial it. If you are feeling alone, if you just need someone to listen, dial that number. Thank you.
Oh, brothers and sisters. Wow. I got goosebumps on that. And I thank you for sharing that because, I do want to touch on that topic more as the Sister Speak show airs. And, I'm so grateful that you didn't commit suicide, my sister. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so much.
You are a blessing and you are valuable and you are worthy and you are phenomenal, and I am so honored to have crossed paths with you, and thank you for sharing that with the listening audience, because I know someone out there needed to hear that. I know the Most High God has predestined this show for the listening ear, and this is going to help somebody out. Brothers and sisters, I don't want you to take your life because it's not yours to take. And I know that things can get so bad sometimes, and so dark sometimes, and so lonely sometimes, and the words can hurt and cut so deep, and the actions can be horrific. But nevertheless, you cannot quit. I told my 8th grade students when I came back to do some motivational speaking, well, not my 8th grade students, my former teacher had asked me to come and speak to the 8th grade class. And I said to her, Halee, I said, I'm only coming under 2 conditions. Number 1, you understand that I have to talk about the Most High God and His Son, the Christ. I cannot not mention God. And I also I need you to have them write down on a piece of paper 3 things that they would like for someone to talk to them about. And when she gave me the pieces of paper, all the students wrote down, this is my preparation. She gave me the pieces of paper. And when I opened up those letters and I saw what these students were going through and what they wanted to talk about, I cried for about an hour reading the heartbreak that was going on with the students, and from molestation to being raped to being pregnant to seeing their mother beaten to witnessing death to wanting to kill themselves. And when I got there and I spoke to them, I had to pray and prepare because I'm going into warfare. I'm going into the enemy's camp because the enemy would want these students to kill themselves and to think that life doesn't go on and get better. And so I told them, I said, some of you are contemplating suicide, and I want you to think about this. You kill yourself, because that's what it is. You kill yourself. You take your life. And then let's just say an angel carries you into a room and plays the movie of your life. And I called it The Next Day because the next day it got better. But because you chose to take your life, now you can't see the next day. And many of them held on to that because I was telling them essentially this: it gets better, and you would hate to throw in the towel when the next day is on the way. Now listen, brothers and sisters, the next day may not be immediately. It can be. We serve a suddenly God, but the next day is on the way. It will get better. And I had to let these students know that so they could hang on, because if you're in the 8th grade contemplating suicide, they're not equipped to emotionally, manage their life. Their hormones are out of whack. They're dealing with so much. They don't have what it takes to handle these pressures and these images that they have seen and the violations that have come upon them. And some of you were that 8th grader. Some of you have been abused. Some of you have been physically abused. Some of you have witnessed some horrific things as a young child. And it has shaped you today. And some of those things you probably wanted to take your life, and I'm so glad you're here. Hallelujah, that the devil did not have his way over your mind. And I'm so grateful that something happened that stopped you all from taking your lives. You're worth it. And I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you all are here. So my sisters, what I appreciate you sharing that, and I want you all to remember, you can go to her page and she's going to give all of her social media information before we close out. And I want you to utilize what she is offering. Don't let shame, don't let fear hold you back. So my sister, oh my gosh, you are, I'm going to have you back on the show, right?
I would love to come back. Thank you for having me on today. say.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so honored.
Oh, I am too. And, we definitely going to hear some of those the erotic poems. I got something for you and my brother Nicholas. We're going to definitely have something in the works for that. Please share with the listening audience, once again, all of your social media platforms.
Okay. I want to start with all of my books. If you're not a fan of Facebook, I know they got this thing that they rolled out or whatever. You can purchase my books on Amazon.com. All you have to do is type in my name, Haleemaj, and it'll pull all of my books up for you. You can also purchase the books and other merchandise such as T-shirts with some of my poetry on it and mugs that contain some of my haikus. You can purchase those on my Facebook page. That's Halee Maj, Haleemaj. It'll pull right up. I also have an Instagram account. Now, on my Instagram account, I will be sharing some exclusive content that won't be posted anywhere. So you'll have to go and follow me on Instagram, and you'll need to tune in to the story part of my page in order to get that exclusive content. You don't want to miss it. It's something that if you love erotic poetry, you want to go there, you want to look at that, you'll get some inside stuff. As well as I have a WordPress blog, so you can catch me on WordPress. I do share some writings that I have written. They're not necessarily poetry, but they're just some musings on some day-to-day things that are the minds of Halee Maj. So again, follow me on Instagram, at Poetess Halee Maj. Facebook, I have my own page, Haleemaj. Remember it, write it down.
Mm-hmm.
You can purchase my books there on Facebook and as well as on Amazon.com. Follow me on Twitter as well. I'm all over social media, so you can find me anywhere. Oh, I'm sorry. I also have a YouTube page.
All right.
So if you want to hear some of my poetry that I narrate myself and some that I've recited and just recorded myself doing it, go to my YouTube page and subscribe. I also post videos of some of my performances up there as well, so you can check me out there as well.
Brothers and sisters, this sister is universal. Like I said, remember, brothers and sisters, when you're out and you're at the restaurant and they bring you the bill, Halee Maj. You ain't got to pay for nothing. Remember that.
That's right.
When you're going to get gas, hey, give me 30 on pump 5. How you gonna pay for it? Halee Maj. I mean, come on now. Why not? You know what, sister? You are like super dope. All of my guests are absolutely just phenomenal. Yeah, no doubt. Do you want to give a shout out to anybody, before we get off the phone?
I do. I want to say hi to my mom. I know she's listening. I told her to tune in. She never misses anything that I'm doing.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yes, I love you, Mom, and thank you for being so supportive. You have been my rock, and to my sister and my aunt and to my wonderful sons for putting up with Mom.
That's beautiful. And you've got 3 kings in the home. Are all your, how old are your boys?
Well, I've got a 20-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 13-year-old. All boys.
Wow.
I have only the 13-year-old living at home. The other 2 are out doing their thing, going to college and things like that. So
that's beautiful.
College and working.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, if your sons are listening, you have a beautiful mother, and I can definitely see that if they're out there, if you guys are out there working and going to school, that the rearing and all of what she has tried to instill in you all is manifesting. So please continue to use what your mother has taught you as well. So I really appreciate your sister and your mom and your aunt and everybody listening. Hello to you all. Thank you for listening to the Sister Speak Show. You know, Kansas City, stand up.
Yes, Kansas City.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing because, like I said, all of my guests are from all over, and that's what makes this show be so special. So did you have a good time on the Sister Speak Show?
Yes, I loved it. Thank you for having me. I so appreciate you. I appreciate that you reached out to me, and I just love you. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, my sisters. That's what I wanted to say to you earlier. I was like, I want to tell her I love her. It's just like the spirit. It's just like, I love this woman. She is absolutely beautiful. So my brothers and sisters, you've been blessed today. You've been blessed to meet a sister who is impacting the community in more ways than one. She has 3 books. 1 is in the works. She says it is a secret, and she's not going. It's in the works, and she's not telling all of it. But she has Love Nearly Killed Me. Okay, you can get that on Amazon, and you can also get that on her Facebook page. Please support. And then Lyrical Indulgences. Please support. And she also writes erotic poems. She has a suicide prevention number, her own number that you can contact her if you are contemplating suicide, if you're feeling a certain way. This sister has opened up her phone and her heart and her time for you. And she is not only that, she's an editorial model. I mean, this girl's just like doing it all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So we've got a winner in the house. Okay, brothers and sisters. My sister, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Look, and this is not goodbye. This is I will talk to you later, and I will definitely send you a copy of the show in about in less than an hour. I'll have that sent to your direct message so you can have that link for, other people to listen to, put it on your website or put it wherever you want to put it. And
definitely will.
Oh yes. So we take care of you here at the Sister Speak Show. We ain't got no gift bags, but what we do have is a copy. Look, is a copy of the show for you. Anyway, we're growing. And on that note, my sister, I will definitely talk to you later.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You have a great evening.
All right, my sister, I will definitely do so, and I will talk to you later, okay?
All right.
Oh, brothers and sisters, wasn't she wonderful? Wasn't she like the bomb? Oh my gosh, sweet spirit, well spoken, pure, been through some trials and tribulations, and she has triumphed and is triumphing. She is pressing her way through. She's healing. She's not bitter. You can't tell me that God is not good and he won't fix it. Wonderful counselor he is. Gosh. I mean, she gave me chills, right? Like, she was just all over a Renaissance woman. And I told you that the Sister Speak Show is a cultural Renaissance platform that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. Oh, we got to give her another round of applause, babies. Okay? Halee Maj. Okay, so as we get ready to close out this show, Sunday the platform was supposed to air, but we have moved the show that was supposed to be for this past Sunday to tomorrow. So tomorrow on the platform, it is official. Ayana Turner live on the phone. Tune in 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to the Sister Speak Show. You'll be listening to the platform with my special guest. As I have told you all before, and for those of you who don't know, she is an iPush magazine lead journalist, and she's also an author. Very beautiful queen, coming on to talk about those two things, as well as just vibe out. We're going to go there and talk. And so I'm really looking forward to her coming. Thursday is the culture climate, and as I told you, I am working on something. As soon as I finish this live show, I'm going right back into recording because I'm almost finished with the culture climate. And you don't want to miss it. Why don't I want to miss it? Because the title alone is enough to have you come back. Butt injections, false erections, unnatural misconceptions, natural identity suggestions. Oh, yes. Tune in. It's good. It's informative. It's like, oh, my gosh. Like, it's really designed to help you really embrace your natural identity at the beginning, middle, and end of your journey. So, brothers and sisters, Sunday, October 1st. Can you believe it? It's going to be October already. Like I said before, it was just January 2 seconds ago. But anyway, October 1st, Kiara Douglas will be on the platform. And then on Tuesday, coming to the stage, Kingdom Child. Who? Oh, you're going to know who when this brother comes and blesses you all with that fire. Oh, yes, I find them all. Okay, and each one of my guests, they gas and they gas hard. Oh, my gosh. I'm really thoroughly excited, thoroughly pleased with my guest. Excuse me. The Sister Speak Show, a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb, we go wisdom. On that note, my brothers and sisters, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for tuning in to the Sister Speak Show. Can't wait for you to tune in tomorrow. Can't wait for you to tune in on Thursday, Sunday. We're going to keep this thing going. And I'm going to drop the lineup for the rest of October this Saturday. And when I tell you that the lineup is so dope, it's dope, right? That's what you expect from the Sister Speak Show at this point. My brothers and my sisters, I want to encourage you not to be miserable anymore. I want to encourage you not to be bitter. I want to encourage you to let go. I want to encourage you to get up, get out, and get something. I want you to come out, come over, and come into these seasons of mentally prospering. Okay? I want you to capture that thing that has its hooks in you and snatch it out. It's time for some of us to move forward, to let go. And for those of you who are really in the midst of something right now, the Most High God is a wonderful counselor. He truly is. He has helped me out. He is my everything. I am nothing without him. My husband doesn't make me whole. And that's no shade. I just have to be honest. The Most High God completes me. My husband compliments me. But he doesn't complete me. I am made whole through him. Him being the Most High God and his Son, the Christ. Oh, brothers and sisters, kiss your husband, kiss your wife. Hug yourself. Love yourself. Just don't touch yourself. Oh, my gosh. Okay, lock the doors, close the windows. Drink you some water before you go to bed. Drink you some water when you get up. Okay? And tomorrow, let's tackle that thing. As a matter of fact, let's tackle that thing right now and let's get it done. I'm impressed with you so far. This is Ayana from On the Sister Speak Show. And I am signing off. Until we meet next time, my brothers and sisters, you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.